While we were in Eckersley, we thought we'd go another 6 miles south on US 250 to the little town of Beverly, which was the original county seat of Randolph County. Elkins is the present county seat. We were here in June when we were doing our Civil War rambles down in West Virginia. And we visited here briefly, but we didn't really do it, or I really didn't do it justice. So we thought we'd come back and really give the place the once over this time. So let's go on inside. Oh, they've got mammoths here too. Old walk behind plow. Beverly, home of the earliest Civil War graffiti. Some artifacts from the Civil War. Shoes of the era, square-toed, sword and bayonets, playing cards. It's examples of graffiti on some of the houses in Beverly, left by the soldiers. There's a medical display. Here's a wheelchair and crutches, different drugs in the cabinets. Women of the war, nurses, women who left their mark. Again, graffiti, women graffiti artists. Here's some blades. Syringes over here. Medical books. There's a microscope up there. In June, I walked the other direction and went bass-ackwardly. This is the courthouse chamber from when Beverly was the county seat. There you see the judge's chair, his seat, and the witness stand, railing, and here's the, what's this? This is from the O's and Light. Oh, this is well, this was the clerk of the court. This was the clerk's typewriter. And it's a QWERTY. It's a QWERTY typewriter. Look at that. Above, it's a different one below. It's two different key sets. That's interesting. Organ. Contest for the county seat. First shots for the Battle of Control came in 1890 when Elkins leaders petitioned for a special election to change the county seat's location. Resulted in some violence. Old grandfather's clock. Law books in the corner cabinet. There's the Beverly Courthouse in 1860 and 1861. This was also a key town on the Parkersburg to Staunton Turnpike that we've talked about several times in these videos. Turnpike in the Civil War. There's George Brinton McClellan. A hero early in the war for the Union side because of his victories in West Virginia. Later came to grief at the hands of Robert E. Lee and his own reluctance to bring on a decisive battle after Antietam in 1862. There's Stonewall on the Turnpike. Illustrations and descriptions of moving animals on the Turnpike and how difficult it was in horsepower days. There's some freight might have been moved on the Turnpike. Passes over railroads and other transportation arteries. Here's the railroads that eventually made the Turnpike obsolete before automobile traffic came along. There's the Beverly Station. I imagine it's long gone by now. Oh!
They were black.
Oh, the Green Book was...
And this is neat because you actually can see what it looked
like. Oh,
like.
it says Negro Motorists Green Book.
Advertisements.
Wow, yeah, okay. There was a Green Book published for African Americans that told them where it was safe to stop as you were traveling. As you're traveling through the South, even West Virginia being a state that left the Confederacy. Nevertheless, very interesting. The courthouse, and we'll walk down the ramp and go into the next room. The heyday. There's a tavern. There's some industry. There's a loom here. Printing press. Here's a butcher's block. Grocery store, dry goods. Oh, this looks like a butcher's shop. Okay, you got a big cleaver back there. Children's furniture, games. What became of Beverly's heyday? Lumber industry here. And then until the Great Depression brought that to an end. Okay, and dwindling timber resources too. Here's a room dedicated to the Civil War. Things are kind of oriented, I guess, as they have room. Here's a map of the Civil War, northern West Virginia here, where the Civil War was fought. Terrain model of the battles, route of the Union attack. You push the buttons here. Let's see, here's Camp Garnett. Where's Camp Garnett? No, I don't see Camp Garnett. Oh, down there it is. There's Camp Garnett. Let's see if we can, no, the lights aren't working. Okay. Well, can't have everything. The inevitable mountain howitzer, reproduction uniform, Ohio Volunteer Militia. So they were wearing gray. Confusing. Yeah, the New York militia wore gray as well and caused some confusion. And the Virginia militia wore blue in 1860. It caused a lot of confusion at the First Battle of Bull Run because the flags weren't very uniform. Everybody had a flag that was a little bit different on the Confederate side anyway. And here we walk into the bookstore, the gift shop. There's the Bonnie Blue flag and the U.S. flag. Okay, I think we've gone over it a lot better than we did in June. And across the back street from the Heritage Center is this nicely preserved white brick building, the Randolph County Jail. And this placard talks about an interesting incident in the history of Beverly during the Civil War. It was a Union town by then, pro-Union town anyway, and the local sheriff, who was a pro-Union man, and the town was garrisoned by Union troops, was encountered a detachment of Confederate cavalry coming this way, was wounded, and the next day the Confederates came into town, and the Confederate, interestingly enough, came back to this town after the war and was elected sheriff. So, conflicting loyalties, strange history of West Virginia. The old county jail.
Thanks for watching. Please click the thumbs up icon to like the video and share with your friends via email or social media. I'd love to have you subscribe, and if you do, please click the little bell icon so you'll get notifications whenever I post a new video. Goodbye.